feel free to follow along as well. So I've written it up here as basically getting to that part with the oxygen. So I just rewrote the question. It again is this one here, this tricky one with the fraction that we looked at. So basically what I've done is I've just written it out to the bottom of hydrogen, which I think is stuff that everybody feels okay with. So now I'm just gonna do the oxygen here. So first of all, the 3 oxygen was affected by a 2, so I'm just gonna deal with that right now. So now we've got 6, 7, 8. And then the oxygen on this side was affected by a 38. And then it was just +1. Oh, but then that 1 was affected by 17. Sorry. That number there's a 17. Okay. So basically where we got to before it got confusing was we had 93 oxygens on this side. And we only had 8 oxygens in reactants. Okay. 6 from the really large molecule. And just 2 from O2. Okay. So that's where we got to. This looks like a 930, but that's an oxygen. All right. Now the next step here is a fraction. And it's way simpler than I made it earlier. So basically you're just going, okay, need 93, right? Have 6. Therefore, need 87 more. Okay, so far so good? All right, so we need 87 more. Now, because we've got O2, what we're gonna do is just take how many more we need over our subscript for oxygen. Because if we've got the subscript for oxygen on the bottom, when we multiply it, those two things just cancel out. So what this fraction ends up being is 87 over 2. So that's where that 87 over 2 comes from. And then as you can see, when we put that up here, 87 over 2, basically what that's doing is taking this 2 into account. And when we multiply this out, we're essentially canceling that number out. So like if this was a 1, this would be a 1 and it would just be 87. Like if we just kind of visualize this as if this was just plus some number of oxygen without a 2, and then it went to all of this, we would just need to put 87 in, right? But because it's O2, we need to put over 2 to account for that. So that's where we get that fraction from. And then because we can't have a fraction of oxygens, Then we just need to multiply by the denominator. And we end up with the numbers 4 here, 87 here, 76 here, 34 here, and 6 here. Does that make more sense? Yeah? Okay. Did I lose anybody during that process? It feels better now? Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry I made that really confusing at the start. Hopefully that makes a little bit more sense and feels a bit better. And if you understand this, if you understand those first few examples that we did, and that last one that was a little bit more visual, you should be on track and good to go for the quiz tomorrow. I am going to split the quiz into like kind of an easier section, a harder section, and a most challenging section. So if you are really good with just like the simple equations, but you are really challenged by the harder ones, I'm not going to make you rewrite the whole thing if you want to do rewrites. You can just kind of do the section that you would like to. That being said, also, we are coming up on the end of this quad. So if there is anything that people are feeling like they want to rewrite, you guys need to kind of let me know soon. But also, if you are just happy with what you've done, that is totally okay too.